Hi, Mixed Understood family. Welcome back. Now, this is for you moms. Moms, do you have one of those children who, for whatever reason, before 8 o'clock in the morning is already screaming out a level 10? Guilty. I have one of those. So let's talk about some solutions and strategies on how we can overcome that. So let's talk about, how do you handle it? How do you get through when you have a child that just screams and cries a lot, all the times during the day, every day, 7 days a week? It's just their personality. For whatever reason, this is how they are. How do you handle it? How do you maintain your sanity? Here are some things that I did that worked for me. The number one thing that I will tell you for almost any and everything in my life is prayer. I pray a lot. I pray a lot all throughout the day. I am constantly asking the Lord to help me get through this situation. Help me to be able to have the energy to get through this day. Help me to make it to the next segment. Help me to be understanding. Help me to be kind. Help me to show love. Help me to be patient. Help me not to get frustrated. I am praying all throughout the day, all the time. And that's one of the things that I do. Another strategy is I play music. I love to sing. I'm embarrassed to sing around people, but whenever I'm at home and it's just me and the kids, I act like I'm Adele. Like, I will totally belt out the tunes. And sometimes my kids will be like, "Mommy, you're singing too loud." And I'll be like, "Hey, y'all can play loud, I can sing loud." And then they just ignore me and continue playing. So playing music, something that's going to put you in a good mood, something that's going to make you happy, something that you can focus on something else, so that you're not having to focus on the screaming child that's in their room, but okay, let me play this song, let me think about the lyrics that I'm singing. It's happy, it has me, tapping my foot, it has me bouncing around my kitchen or whatever. Play some music, do something that is going to take your mind or try to distract you from all of that screaming and from all of that noise. Now, another strategy that you can try is put something on TV. So when you need a break, do not feel guilty. Do not feel guilty if you need to put something on TV. If it gives you a 15-minute break of silence, where the kid, and it doesn't have to be something that you feel is not educational for your children. There are a million educational videos that are also extremely fun and entertaining for kids these days. So if you want to take a 15-minute break and have the kids watch something that's going to teach them how to count in Spanish, how to say the ABC in Spanish for those of you who English is your first language, or if you want them to learn about sight words. And again, I'm always talking about from my experience because my kids are so young, and I have a 5, a 4, and a 3-year-old. But for those of you who have a little bit older kids, there are still so many things that's available that you can put on TV. And I love YouTube for just all the different variety of things that they offer for children that are educational. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty if you need to put that on so that they will be quiet, they will be still, they'll be in one spot. You can have all of them sitting on the sofa watching something educational so that your ears can have a break. Because when you have a child that screams a lot, your ears are just, the noise level, they are bombarded so much. I literally believe that my hearing has decreased over the past 5 years because the amount of noise that I've had to endure. I'm home with them all day long. So we start at 7 in the morning. We're not done until 8 o'clock at night. So you're talking about that length of time, that amount of noise, day after day after day after day. My hearing has decreased. It's not as good as it was before. So moms, parents, got to take those breaks. Don't feel guilty about those breaks. If you need it, take it. Don't feel guilty. Here is the other thing that you can do. And if you have this opportunity, take it. Take the opportunity if you have family, especially during this pandemic. This pandemic has impacted the lives of stay-at-home moms significantly because we have not been allowed to get together with other moms. We can't do play dates like we used to. I know that some moms are, but I think in the most part, there's a lot of moms who they're just still a little bit nervous about getting together at a playground or interacting with other moms and their kids. And so it's been a difficult time. It's been an extraordinarily difficult time being isolated in our homes, not being able to interact with other adults, not being able to have our children interact with other kids. And it's put so much pressure and it's put so much stress on the parents who are at home, especially those who are working. The pressure is immense when you're trying to juggle both your job and also your children and try and keep them from burning the house down and ripping up the furniture. But here's what I will say, that take advantage of the family who is around you, the family who's willing to help you. If they are willing to help, accept that help. Don't even think twice. Don't even hesitate to say yes. Take that help. And if there's people that you trust, if you have really phenomenal neighbors and people that you feel comfortable with, and they say, let me help you out, let me I can watch the kids for you if you want to go take a walk or whatever it may be. Like if you trust your neighbors and perhaps you have like a retired teacher that lives next to you or whatever the case may be, as long as the trust is there and you feel that your children are safe and they are not any kind of hurt, harm, or danger, then accept the help. Accept the help. Say that with me. Let's say, accept the help. Accept the help. We have to learn to accept the help. We were never meant to raise our children individually by ourselves without a community. There has always been a community in past history, and over time, as technology and the world has become modernized, we have spread out so much farther. We live farther away from our families. We don't always live right within the same neighborhood, right within the same few streets. And it's become harder, and it's placed the responsibility on the parents. And when you hear that phrase, it takes a village, it's because it does. It takes so much more than just you, the parent, to be able to help raise that child. So accept the help. So let's talk about rewarding and discipline. So I've learned that offering rewards is a much better strategy than trying to implement discipline. Oftentimes, discipline doesn't work. Now, maybe it does for your child. Again, every child is different. This is all trial and error. These are different strategies. You are going to try and figure out what works for you. And if it doesn't work, try something else. It's okay. So what I found is that oftentimes by rewarding good behavior, it turns to work out even better. And so what I do is, and for all of you moms who do healthy snacks, I need to get on that train and like get on the healthy snack train, because unfortunately I'm still in the lollipops, M&Ms, and cookies boat, and I haven't worked my way over there. But that's going to be a goal of mine for this year, is to incorporate healthier snacks instead of the junk that I currently give my kids. I know, bad mom. Ugh. So anyways, I use rewards. It could be, oh, I'm going to give you 2 little M&Ms because you said, thank you for something, or because you were looking out for your sister or your brother, or you went to check on them, or because whatever type of good behavior that you want to acknowledge. If your screamer doesn't scream and instead they're able to control that behavior, and they're just able to communicate that they're upset that a toy wasn't shared with them, or they're upset because they couldn't get their socks on, or they're upset because they were struggling putting the blanket over them the correct way that in their mind is the correct way that they wanted to do it. If they don't freak out and cry, but they want to, but they don't do it, acknowledge that and reward that. Do not let an opportunity like that go by where you don't praise that they didn't go into the huge crying mode and go nuts. So just do your best, parents. That's all that we can really do. It's challenging times that we are living in. Things are evolving and changing so rapidly. Things just are not like what they used to be decades and decades ago, when you had an entire neighborhood who was helping you out with your kids. It's not that way anymore, and families are not living close to each other the way that they used to. There's so many families that are spread out by a significant distance. And for those of you who have your families nearby, that is such a blessing. Thank God for that blessing, and be so appreciative and grateful for that, because there are many people who are not in that situation but would love to be. Thank you so much, Mixed Understood family. I hope that you learned some helpful strategies that are going to help you get through the day. Now, please come back again and join me for my next video, where I will be discussing about the benefits and also the challenges of being in an interracial marriage and raising mixed children. Thank you so much. I love you, and goodbye.